So now on to our last topic of Chapter 11. We won't be doing Learning Objective 26. So Learning Objective 25, state what fever is, list its potentially useful effects, and describe how it is generated and treated. All right, so fever. This is any abnormally high overall body temperature. This is different from the localized heat of inflammation. A fever says that your entire body system has gone above its normal. Now, often we refer to normal as being 37 degrees C, but actually each individual will have their own normal body temperature. So anything elevated above that then becomes what we call a fever. So fevers, they start with chemicals as well. Any fever-inducing chemical is called a pyrogen. So this is a fever-inducing chemical. These can come from the host. They can also come from microbes. As an example, endotoxin. Remember we talked about endotoxin? It is part of the gram-negative's external plasma membrane. When we break down gram-negative bacteria, we release the endotoxin, and it is a pyrogen. Pyrogens then trigger other chemicals. We talked about two different types of cytokines, interleukins and interferons. And if you look at the tables concerning those, you'll notice they both will induce fever. These chemicals then travel to the brain, to a region called the hypothalamus. This is one of your control centers in your brain, and one of the things that it controls is your overall body temperature. You can see it's in the picture for figure 11.6 that they have marked the hypothalamus. When the hypothalamus gets stimulated, it then causes an increase in your metabolism. And it causes it all over. And in fact, what is really increasing is your rate of cellular respiration. So remember, this can happen locally, as we talked about, for inflammation. This causes metabolism to increase across the entire body. Because we get a byproduct of that, this causes us to generate excess heat. It's not too indifferent than how your body will heat itself when you get too cold. We will send a message to our muscles. They will begin to shiver. As they shiver, the excess heat that is coming off of the cellular respiration, because we're doing more cellular respiration, will cause us to actually warm our body. This is causing all the cells in your body, not just muscles, in order to increase the overall body temperature. Now, a lot of people see fever as a negative. It can be if it gets in excess. But one of the ways that your body fights infections is a moderate rise in body temperature. This can actually be a good thing. One of the things that we talked about that happens, one, it does increase your metabolism. When it increases your metabolism, that means you have more leukocytes fighting the infection. When you have a higher temperature, this is also going to increase enzyme activity. Remember back in chapter 8, you can increase temperature. To a degree, you will also increase enzyme activity. That's better for you because now you have more things fighting that infection. Many microbes don't like high temperatures, so it's going to decrease microbe activity. So if you're increasing your activity and microbes are decreasing their activity, this should give you a little bit of an edge. But notice, I said a moderate rate rise of temperature. For people, this might be somewhere around 38 to 38.5 centigrade. Once you get to the 39s, now is when it becomes dangerous. Because now is the point, remember, the enzymes will increase their activity until they get to their denaturation point. If your temperature of your overall body gets to the point where it denatures, now you're going to have a decrease in enzyme activity. So you want a moderate amount of temperature rise, and you can garner these benefits from it.